I'm just a girl standing in front of my wardrobe, and this girl knows that every day is a learning day. Okay, I've gone for this one. The weather is doing its funny thing again, and I just couldn't decide whether I wanted short sleeves or long sleeves for today, and kind of what colours I kind of needed to make me feel happy. But this top goes absolutely marvellously with my blue and pink stripy nails, so this was the one that won. But I do like both of the tops. So this is a top that I made in collaboration. It's the Tilly and Buttons FLEUR. I made it in collaboration with the lovely Catherine, my lovely Catherine from Saltwater Makery. She's just got to 3k subscribers. So if you don't subscribe to her, go over, give her a little subscribe and keep her kind of bubbling along, you know, on to 4k. That would be great. Sorry, I digress, but I do love sharing sparkle with everyone, and Catherine's channel is such fun. Yeah, and I'm wearing it with my saltwater slip dress. So I decided to I made a couple of saltwater slip dresses which I really liked for the summer, and I thought, oh, I wonder if it would work in denim to make it for more like an everyday dress. And it does work in denim. However, a little caveat on this one: if I was to make it again, which I think I will make it in again in another heavier fabric, maybe a cotton twill or a drill or a canvas, something like that, I will size up one size, because although all my floaty saltwater slips fit me absolutely perfectly, this one feels a little bit snug, and I think it's just because of the heavier weight of fabric. And the other thing that I will do is I will use a different size strap, like a bra strap connector, because it was a little bit tricky getting them in. So, but I do really like it, and I like the look it gives me. It's kind of, I'm in a dress, which, you know, I don't normally wear, but I feel like ready for work and ready to do things. So yeah, I'm wearing my Tilly and the Buttons FLEUR top in this gorgeous Beyond the Pink Door fabric, and my denim saltwater slip dress. So the other top that I nearly wore was a toile that I made for Sarah at My Handmade Wardrobe, and it was a toile for the rib roll neck top that she made. I think it might have been her February weekend sewing club pattern. And I literally just had 1 metre of fabric, and I just wanted to, so I just did the length of sleeves that I could fit out of the fabric, and I do really like it, but for today this just feels a bit more appropriate. Do you know what, this isn't the Tilly and the Buttons FLEUR. I've just looked down at the sleeves and thought, no, it isn't the Tilly and the Buttons FLEUR. This is the Nell. This is, no, it's not. It's the Vera. It's the Vera top, which is a free pattern. It's Forget Me Not Patterns Vera top. Oh, goodness. I got there in the end. It's all in the notes. Okay, so today is Thursday. It's a teaching day. So on a Thursday, I keep Thursdays free for in-person sewing. So it's in-person sewing lessons. So that's if people want to come into the Sparkly studio for one-to-one or small group sewing. And then if I don't have anybody in the studio, then I do online Zoom sessions. So it's not something I advertise very much on my website, because I don't really have that many places. And I find that I don't, you know, I tend to fill the places with just word of mouth. But yeah, if people want one-to-one via Zoom, and then I have those on a Thursdays. I've got 3 sessions booked in for today, but the first one doesn't start till 10 o'clock. So I've got a little bit of time. I'm going to go upstairs and grab myself something to eat, have some breakfast, and then I'm going to carry on working on something that I worked on last night. So last night, Wednesday night, I met up with my girls, with the lovely Rachel, the French Seams, and Catherine's over to Makery. And we were all just sewing together, and I've been working on these. They are the Coe trousers. Now, I've very much been influenced with the Coe trousers by the lovely Rach, who is stitched up, and also by Kaylee at First for Fabrics when I went to visit her with Tamlin, when I went to Sew Toon, and Kaylee was wearing these, and there's something about seeing trousers in real life on a real person, and I thought, oh, I really like that style. And as you know, I'm on a bit of a trouser journey at the moment, so I thought I'd have a go and make a wearable toile. So I've picked some fabric. I will show you all of, or I'll pop it all up. I picked some denim fabric that I love. It feels really me, but it was quite inexpensive because I picked it up from the lovely girls at the Fabric Obsession, and it was in the sale. So although I love it, and I think it will go with lots of other things that are in my wardrobe, so I won't need to make a lot of tops to go with it because I already have those. It'll be great as a wearable toile if I can get the fit right. So yes, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down with you in a little while and go through my sizing choices and stuff. And I've also got a video of where I am at so far. So I've basically just done it straight from my body measurements in the kind of gradients that I talk about. And then I've got a video of me last night in it, deciding how we're going to change it. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do today. In between my Zoom calls, and also yesterday was an admin day, but because I got so dreadfully stuck in town yesterday, I didn't actually get all of my admin done. So I'm going to be interspersing with a bit of admin, a bit of teaching, and a bit of Coe trousers. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Right, so my first Zoom session has finished. I've come up to my original sewing room because this is where I've got everything set up for my Coe trousers, and I've got my Coe trousers here. And the Coe trousers says features high rise, top of waistband should sit at the natural waist. So that's really important. So when I show you my trying on video, I have thought about very much where they need to sit. On seam front pockets, I really love the pockets. Forward twisted side seam. The jury is out on this. I don't know whether I really like it or whether it just makes it difficult for grading. And I've had to have a real think about it. But I think because I've made this one in pattern fabric, which is this lovely denim here, it's made it quite difficult to see the seams, which is a bit of an argument really when you're making a toile to make it in calico, because obviously then you can see all the seams. But I know I'm going to wear this, so yeah. So it might be quite interesting to kind of make that judgment when I make it in some plain fabric, which I have got plans for. Hem finishes below the ankle. Mine is well below the ankle. Mine is right down at the floor. And a zip fly closure, which I love. So yeah, let's talk to you about sizing. So here is the size chart. I'll try and see if I can put it up on the screen. I fall into the DD body measurements, which is sizes 0 to 20. Now my waist is between 32 and 33, which puts me at a waist of 12 to 14. My hips are 40, which puts me at a size 8. Now my hips are actually more like 39, 40, so I'm kind of like a 6 to an 8. So I decided that instead of going from a 14 and grading to an 8, which I thought would just look weird, I went from a 12 and graded to a 10 initially. But I then, once I started putting them together, I made the seam allowance. So from the, once I started getting to the hip piece, I actually made the seam allowance larger. And I think what I might do, having tried them on, in fact, let me just pop my little bit of footage of me trying them on last night. So here's my Coe trousers, and everything's gone in nicely. Zip fly, it's gone in all really nicely. Just the waistband, lovely pockets, and they do feel really good, and my back pockets. But as you can see, it's really, I mean, really big, and quite a lot of extra fabric here at the back. So I think it's kind of nearly, but not quite. I did take 1.5 inches off of the length, and I've rolled them up to more than what the hem would be. So I think I probably need to take another inch, maybe 1.5 inches off the length when I make the other pair. But I'm sure I can deal with these by just cutting the bottoms. I think I need to take a little bit of extra width out as well. So yeah, but I do like them. I do like them. They're just way too big. Way too big. So yeah, time to do some thinking. So yeah, having tried them on, I think in my next pair, I may do a straight size 10 or maybe do a 10 at the back and a 12 at the front. So 10 back legs and a 12 front legs. Yeah. Or I might just stick to taking a wedge out of the back. Who knows? So here they are. I do really love the construction. So here is the center back panel here, and this is where the real twisted fronts come, because if I'm to hold them like flat like this and then turn them around, the pockets are here. So actually that is the front, and then you can see that actually for me, I don't need all of this extra in the back, so I need this back panel to be smaller in proportion than the front panel, because I don't have much of a booty. I don't know whether I've told you that before. You're probably fed up of hearing about my flat bottom, but it is what it is. So yeah, so what I have decided to do is I've basically, obviously I'm going to do it on the other side, but I'm just going to show you on here rather than try and take them inside out in front of the camera, is I am going to take, so I'm going to do 1/2 inch either side of the seam, so an inch, and then I'm going to take this wedge out here, so I'm going to go down and I'm going to bring it down, bring it down all the way to the bottom of here, because I think I need to take that all the way out. I'm going to do that first. I'm going to try it back on again and then see if I need to go a little bit more, because I've made a little mark with my pin. I basically just unpicked a few stitches, and if I measure that, let me just go over to my ruler, that's actually more like 1 inch, but so that's kind of 2 inches rather than 1 inch, so I may need to go in and do a little bit more. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to start doing while I'm waiting for my next call, because my next call is not until after lunch. So I've decided that I'm going to spend a little bit of time sorting this out, because I've been very, very busy this week, as I am every week, and it just means that this room has got itself in a bit of a tiz again. I've not put patterns away, I've not put fabrics away, I've got fabrics out to make plans for things and not put them back. I've not put projects away that I'm not working with at the moment. I've got zips and all sorts everywhere. So what I need to do is I need to put myself on a nice little podcast and have half an hour tidy up. So I've had a little tidy up. I didn't video it because you don't need to see me hoovering, you know. But anyway, I've had a tidy up. It's made me feel better because I've just put lots of things away. What you can't see is there's a basket over there of things that I still need to put away, but they are at least ordered in to put away, which is, you know, it's something. So I've got my waistband here. Now, I used 2 meters of denim for the Coe trousers, and I only just had enough really to cut them out, but I think when I cut them out again, because I'll do all of the alterations and everything will be smaller and shorter, I'll actually need to use less. But I ended up having to cut the waistband out, so I cut the front waistband in the denim and the back, like the one that's against your skin, in this lovely lime green, which I also used for the pocket linings, because let me just show you, because this just brings me great joy in doing this for you all, so look. Yeah, because, you know, only me I'll only be the one that ever sees that, but knowing that I've got that pop of lime in there is going to make me very happy. So yeah, so I'm gonna, my next Zoom is going to start in a minute, and I need to grab something to eat, so I'm going to do that first, and then I'll be back up here and I'm going to sew my waistband. And then with what I've got left over, I want to see if I can I have not got a long piece, I've got 2 smaller pieces. I'm going to try and see if I can get together some kind of belt loops and a belt, but it may have to be a belt in lots of different pieces, but you know, that's the way it is, isn't it? So yeah, so I'm going to go now and just check on my next person. I've got my laptop charging because I suddenly realised that I'd left my charger up here. I need to buy myself about 8 chargers so I can have one in every plug. That's what I've decided. Yeah, and yeah, so I'll be back sewing my waistband. Okay, I've popped them back on again and they clash very much with this top. And note to self, if you are trying on trousers, don't wear a dress. So yeah, hey ho. I've put them back on again I've basically taken that wedge that I suggested out of the back, and that instantly feels more comfortable. I have to say, that has instantly made a difference. There's still a little bit of room there, but I've not put the waistband on yet, and the waistband should bring it in, and there is still a little bit of room. But you know, I don't want skin tight trousers. I want them to fit me comfortably with a little bit of room. But yeah, they instantly feel better. I'm still unsure whether they're a little bit wide. But yeah, I'm going to put the waistband on and see how we go. Right, back again. I seem to be doing the Joseph Hokey Cokey again, in, out, in, out, in, out. Hey ho. So I've done my second Zoom meeting of the day, and that was a really nice one, actually. I mean, they're all really nice. It's lovely to spend time. But you know, when you get people to that, yay, I get it moment. Yeah, every day's a learning day. So that's really cool. Coe trousers. I've cut the fabric, made some belt loops, put the belt loops on. I've repositioned them to make more sense now I've done all my adjustments. So I just need to baste them on. And then I have pieced together a belt. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be the prettiest belt known to man, but it will work as a belt. So I'm going to sew that on, and then I can indeed sew the waistband. But I've got a few housey jobs that I've got to fit in, and then I've got my other Zoom, and then I'm hoping to catch up with a friend a bit later and have another Zoom chat. So I don't know how much progress I'm going to be able to make on the Coe trousers today. So I may have to just park them and come back to them another day, but we will see. You might see me later for Coe trousers. You may just see, yeah, who knows what will happen. But for now, and I've taken my dress off and put my ready to wear jeans on that were just on my, you know, your chair wardrobe that's in your bedroom, the one that just you put things on. They were just on there, and for me taking these on and off, it was easier. So yeah. What was I going to say? Totally forgot. I'll see you in a bit. So excuse the camera angle. I've had to kind of angle it down so that you can see. But I am really quite pleased with these. I've put the belt on because there's no button or buttonhole, so the belt is what's keeping them up at the moment, although they do fit quite nice and snug on the waistband. I think I just need to think really carefully about where the button and buttonhole needs to be. I love the fact that this centre line so it goes all the way down, because when I first put it on I was tempted to put it over to the side, and then I realised that the pockets didn't look right, and I was like, no, that is the centre, and I actually quite like that. Yeah, I think the fit on my bottom is pretty good for a wide leg pant. There's perhaps a little bit of fabric there, but nothing that bothers me. I've popped it on with this ready to wear dinosaur t-shirt because it's probably one that I will wear with it. Yeah, as you can see, there is a bit of extra, but to be honest, and you need a bit of fabric there, otherwise you can't move your legs up and down. So yeah, on the whole, pretty happy with them. So yeah, I have now finished my teaching for the day. I'm gonna go and make myself a cup of tea. I think I've finished with these for the day. I may have time to put the button and buttonhole in, but yeah, I'll come back later this week and let you know how I got on and share with you the fabric that I'm going to make my actual pair with. But yeah, Daughter Judy Coe's, quite happy with those. Oh, I love the pockets. I love the pockets. They're amazing. Yeah, cool. Oh, good evening, lovely ones. So it is about 6:30. If you can hear some singing upstairs, Joseph is cooking the dinner and he likes to sing along to his music. Yeah, we're having something chickeny and rice tonight, so that will be delicious. And I'm so grateful that in this house we kind of share cooking duties, because I don't mind cooking. It just means that my day has to finish at a particular time if I'm cooking, where it just meant I've had a bit more time to sort things out and I feel really on it for tomorrow. So I will love you and leave you. I'm going to have a lovely evening tonight of watching Taskmaster, and I've got some great snacks prepared. Yeah, just have a meal with the family, spend some time with the lovely Mr. Sparkles, and yeah, and I'll see you tomorrow for Fling It Friday. So Fling It Friday was very popular last week, so I've decided to do it again, and talk about some other kind of barriers to getting rid of things. Let's put it that way. I don't want to give you too many spoilers, because, you know, you need to come back tomorrow. And I'll see you again. All right then, lovely ones. Don't forget to sparkle. See you really soon. Bye for now.